Hey.
Do you know who's so happy to be here?
Local
Rob.
natives?
Rob.
Yeah.
Rob is look at his smile. Yes, but also local natives. I'm sorry. It's pretty rad.
That Rob's here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the joys.
Oh, the joys.
Oh, the joys. No, local natives.
Yeah.
You guys, I have to tell everybody, they played live for us in their living room. In their living room? In my living room.
I'm like, it's our living room.
In a living room.
You got a private concert for this.
I know. It was really, really special. Like, I'm not even going to try to front. Like, yeah, whatever. Like, it was so cool.
It really was. It was one of those moments where I was like, this is really special and cool and has never happened to me before.
I always like doing Jim on The Office when he goes, like a photo moment.
Yeah.
And he does that. That's what it was.
Yeah.
We need a word for that.
Photo moment. Click.
Yeah, I mean, you had your phone out. You were taking actual photos. So is that what you mean?
There's Rob. Always there for the practicality. After this beautiful, loving, welcoming intro, they're going to play Lemon for us.
Yeah, they're going to play songs.
They're going to play a song called Lemon.
Then we're going to interview.
Then we're going to do the interview, yes. And then they're going to play 2 more songs. And their new album, But I'll Wait For You, is out now. One of the songs is from it.
Yeah, Alpharetta. They're going to play Alpharetta after the interview for us. And that's off the new album.
So pretty.
And then maybe a surprise song after that.
Maybe a surprise song after that.
Yeah.
So yeah, stick around. And also coming to you right now from our living room.
Thank you for sharing your living room.
You're welcome. Lemon.
Sour lemon eyes staring down the daylight, and the LA river makes you laugh. You say, why's it got a name like that? You're toweling up your wet hair. I hear your coffee grind. The credits rolling on last night's late night. We're always somewhere between leaving and arrived, and I just wanna be here at the same time. Slouching when you walk, just like Hillhurst Palms. A penny and a lotto ticket to scratch. You win enough to keep you coming back. Across above the freeway, holy neon light. Everybody crawling for their lives. You're watching your reflection in a TV turned off. How long you gonna pay more than it costs? Lemon eyes, trying to let the light in. let the light in. Lemon eyes, all the streets are violet. Woo!
How do you guys know Rob?
How do we know Rob?
Somebody just asked me this, and I don't know the original.
I met
answer.
Rob actually at Kelsey's house. So Kelsey's our keyboard player and singer, and I just saw Rob at his house one day at like a party. So I don't even know how they met. But then Rob invited me to trivia night.
At his house.
Pre-pandemic, no, it was at some bar on York in Highland Park.
Okay.
And just like went to trivia night once or twice with him, and then
How did he do?
Yeah. Oh, how did he? This is a really important question.
I do feel like he relied on the team a lot to carry him.
Interesting.
You know? I feel like if it was about Chicago, then you were good, but anything else? Yeah.
That's his curse.
If it's like about the bear or something, like Rob's
got
got
that.
He's on it.
Yeah.
Food or Chicago?
Yeah.
And that's
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes music, which leads us to you guys.
Oh, okay. Nice segue.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's what we do here. I have to tell you guys, I don't go to many like music festivals or anything, but this had to have been maybe 12, 13. Do you remember the FYF Fest?
Of course.
Yeah.
Was it downtown? It was somewhere.
Yeah. It might
It
have been
was
like
somewhere.
It was
It
somewhere.
was
Definitely somewhere,
It
and
was
it even
somewhere.
was downtown.
It was
Yeah.
downtown.
You nailed it,
I
yeah.
got
And that might have
both
been
of
the
those right.
first year that they had it like at like a big festival location like that.
It was in the field because we did FYF a couple
Chinatown.
times. But you
Okay.
must be
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about that first
It
one
was
in the
field,
field.
and
Yeah.
I remember dancing in my little festival wear to Airplanes at the time.
course.
That song, I still fucking love that song.
Awesome.
And
Thank you.
like
Yeah.
I remember just running around in the field and like dancing that song, and you guys were playing,
No
and it
way.
was so fucking rad.
That's
Oh,
amazing.
cool.
Yes, and that was like probably it was a long time ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it had been 2011 or something.
Probably.
That sounds about right.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's a very
Oh,
core
boy.
memory in my mind, that exact moment, and
Yeah.
just like
Did
dancing.
you stay for Dead Man's Bones?
I did.
Cool.
Why?
That's all you're gonna say?
Yeah, wait, like it got
Wait, I
weird.
want to know.
It just came up and I was like, they
Yeah, you
like,
were
I
talking
saw,
about this
it just
the other
randomly
day.
came up. Somebody else was like, I saw you at FYF that year. I was like, did you see Ragaz?
Ryan Gosling's band
I
played.
think that's probably
And they were
why
like,
I
no.
originally went because
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I'm gonna go see Ryan Gosling.
I'm gonna marry him.
'Cause I was
As you
convinced.
do,
I'm like, I'm
as
gonna
you do,
marry him.
yeah.
I gotta go see him, and it was just
Yeah.
that was happening.
We're always second fiddle to Ryan Gosling.
You weren't my only.
But
memory,
isn't
you guys-
everyone?
No,
Yeah.
no. My
No.
main takeaway from that festival was dancing to Airplanes in the field. Okay,
We'll take it. Take that, Ryan Gosling.
I can't tell you like.
One for him, one for us.
Yeah, yeah.
you know?
Yeah, you guys. He came second to you there.
There we
Love
go.
that.
You're
But
welcome.
I do have a really important question.
Mhm.
Do you think Ryan Gosling is enjoying being Ryan Gosling? Do you think he likes it?
I hope so.
Like, do you think he's having a good time?
I mean, it looks like a good time.
It looks like such a good time.
Mhm.
So I
Yeah.
just wanted to know if everyone thinks he's actually having a good time.
My only hesitation is that, unfortunately, life is suffering.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like-
right.
You mean like everyone has their
Everyone has their
their-
thing, you know?
yeah.
Like everyone's got their own issues and,
Mhm.
and problems and but one would hope
Yeah.
that he's just having a ball.
Thank
Yeah.
you for
Out
being
there.
here today.
Yeah.
I love that you say life is suffering though, because this just came up the other day. My husband he's reading the Dalai Lama book, and it was saying like the problem in Western culture is that Westerners don't really face their suffering. So it's a lot of avoiding and doing things to gather in
Mhm.
order to not feel pain. And in other cultures, it's the first thing they do is accept the suffering of life and then carry on.
Oh, wow.
Totally,
Yeah.
100%. And I'm like, even though I said life is suffering at the beginning of this interview, I'm like really an optimist and
Yeah.
but I think it's totally congruent with like that, you know, type of worldview. It's just like, yeah, you accept that as a part of life and embrace it.
Yeah, but I think that's kind of optimistic. You're like,
Totally.
this is part of it and that's okay. And
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I think there's an awareness, and that is like the first thing. And a lot of people lack that.
Yeah.
I have found in life.
Yeah.
In
oh, I
this
thought you were
world.
going to say, I have lacked it.
I lack it all the time.
And I
I've lacked
avoid
it.
it.
I
and I
avoid
avoid
it.
it where I can.
Yeah.
every day. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I want to know, so you guys are best friends.
We're best
well,
friends.
presumably.
Do you know?
Besties.
Are
Did
you?
you know that?
We are, yeah.
We've known each other since we were 12.
Because of your teeth, or did you guys?
We bonded over teeth.
We did not get
Literally.
together. We did not get together over teeth. But our friendship really helped our teeth because Ryan's dad, shout out Dr. Hahn,
Dr. Hahn.
Mr. Hahn to me.
Yeah.
Dr. Hahn is a dentist.
Mm-hmm.
And Ryan and I met because I wanted to ask you guys too, like
Yeah.
your story. I know you are also childhood friends, and
Yeah.
I wanted to compare.
Are we gonna battle?
Who's closer?
or-
No,
This
like
is a friendship battle is
Cool.
what this is.
okay, I wasn't gonna take it like dark, but
No,
sure,
no, no,
yeah,
no.
that's
This
fine.
is everything is suffering, as you said, and we are going to suffer through this. Yeah.
I was saying like a friendly battle, but that's fine. We met like first day of 7th grade, literally like the start of junior high, sitting down in science class, like
I was new to like the school district. I didn't know anyone, and there was one seat open next to this guy at 7th grade. And I just like walked in, with my 2-strap backpack thing, and I saw him, and yeah, we had to build a bridge out of paper to see how many pennies it could hold.
yeah,
Whoever's held
Yeah,
the most pennies.
yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Of course,
this.
I know that.
I know
I
bridges.
know that.
But literally, I think from that moment, we were like pretty inseparable.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we're very like best friend family. I mean, it's so,
Yeah,
and
of
then
course.
bandmates, and we've lived together like our whole, adult lives has been making music, and yeah.
That's so cool.
It is so
very
cool that you both ended up with such beautiful voices. It's like, yes, you met and had that connection, but like how wild that your voices worked so well together. That's really something.
That's lucky.
Thank
That's
you.
lucky.
I do
That's
think,
just
yeah.
luck.
I mean, we kind of learned to make music together, Like we picked up guitar basically at the same time. We just like, started learning cover songs in our garage, but then started writing songs together. So everything we've done musically has just been like learning together. So it kind of became natural that we were just like, let's just sing at the same time and like learn how to sing together.
Yeah, I do feel like it was much more learned than
Yeah,
like
because none of us,
innate.
Yeah,
we didn't
that
study it.
natural
I've
Yeah.
tried to
ability.
learn.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you put in serious time,
I've
and it's
taken
just
singing
you're just
lessons.
slamming into the wall over
Yeah.
and over. It's not
Some people, I cannot do what you guys can
no
do.
improvement. Okay.
I don't
No,
think
not
that,
many people can
No.
do what you guys can
Oh,
do.
No.
okay. Well,
No,
yeah.
it is. It's a gift, and it is
Thank you.
interesting. Yeah. Well,
I have to
ask-
say something
Go.
that's bothering me, which is you keep putting your hand up and it's blocking her face on this
It
monitor, and you can't do that. Rob was very clear.
What?
Don't block her. Put your hand up over there. You were just
Oh,
see-
because
see
the
that?
camera's right
Oh,
back there.
You're looking. That's an aware. You're aware.
Yeah.
You're looking out for me, and I appreciate
Hi,
that.
Yeah.
Rob. I want Rob to come back in.
No
You
one
kept
needs to
you
look
kept
at this,
constantly
guys. No one
gesturing
needs-
over
I'm
over.
just
Look over
relaxed.
here.
I don't know what to do. All right.
No,
now
you're
I'm gonna
good.
keep my
Don't
hands.
even think about it.
No, I'm
no
gonna
one
I'm gonna
needs
stay
to
like
look
this.
at this.
This looks natural, right?
Superman. It's
Okay,
great.
okay.
That's one of those things like of being friends with somebody your entire life.
Yeah.
Ryan's really aware of people like so much. And so when you're like, you're so aware and you're so, that, and I'm like, that's like way more Ryan. Ryan's like way more dialed in to everybody's energy around.
Mm.
Well, like
So I'm curious if that's like me or if that's just from
Contagious.
hanging out with you.
Right.
Yeah.
I do think you adopt things
Yep.
from friends or people you spend a ton of time with.
So give me just quickly, like your, like when
Our
did you guys
story?
meet? Yeah. Like what age were
You know
you? And then
what's
how
so
many years
funny?
has that been?
Okay, so I first so we grew up in the valley. It's kind of everyone knows everybody. I remember the first time seeing a picture of Olivia. I was in 7th or 8th grade, and she was like the prettiest thing I've ever seen. But also, I was terrified of her because I was like, she looks like she could just murder someone. No, because like she was so intensely beautiful in her eyes, and
yeah.
I was like, oh my god! And the boy I liked at the time liked her. So that's why I saw her in a yearbook. So it started
intimidating.
Off, it started
That's
off
intimidating.
shaky, okay? And
You do
she's-
have, if I may say, the gorgeous cult leader eyes.
Whoa.
Wow,
I hope
thank
that's
you.
okay to
no,
say.
I've
That's what
always
I'm saying.
wanted to run a cult.
You absolutely
Thank
She
you.
does.
could.
She tries to
I
like
tried.
train all the time.
Can't be learned. Can't
Cannot
be learned.
learned. Can't be taught.
Is that a nice thing to say to someone?
I don't know. I hope to me it is.
I just
I
I just
think
can't
it's a
help but
compliment.
feel like
So do I.
No,
you
I
get
like
you didn't have to
it.
say the cult leader part, but
Yeah,
yeah.
no,
but you
I
understand
get
what I
it.
mean.
Like I
Yeah.
might be able to convince someone of something.
Rachel
Maybe?
was
Yes.
scared, but
There's
she
this-
was also
there's this
attracted.
theme of
Completely,
physical
completely.
intimidation, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but that's how it started.
Okay.
And it was like, oh, but then we became friends more. Like we were always in each other's orbit, but like the friendship solidified like around 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Was she taller than you when you guys met?
Well, she's 2 years older than me. Okay. So
Yeah.
most of our friends were. So I was always like looking up. I was like, I need to be a part of their group.
She had an older brother that introduced her
That hung out
to
with all of them.
Yeah.
And I was like, they're cool.
Got it.
Clearly.
There was
I need to be
the
a part of that cult.
That's amazing.
it was like the
There you go.
public school girls and the private school girls.
Okay.
And it would be like
And there was a battle.
there was like
Yeah.
like carnivals, and it'd be like, oh, they're here. And then we joined forces and
We joined
became
forces.
one
One unit.
mad
Wow.
pack of
Dang.
That sounds like real
hooligans.
LA
That's-
Valley
yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
it wasn't how I would raise my kids. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
We definitely wouldn't want to repeat what we experienced for our children.
Right.
But you guys are Orange County, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? That's where it all
Orange,
happens.
South Orange County.
Yep.
Yeah.
South Orange.
Have you
County.
ever watched the show The OC?
It's so funny you say that. This came up yesterday
What?
in an interview we were giving.
Yeah.
And somebody was like, I thought you guys were an LA band, but then I was doing some deeper research and you're from Orange County. And it's such a thing because we've been doing the band all through high school, all through college. We both went to college up here in LA, but we're like from Orange County.
Right.
And then when we kind of like started local natives and did that, we were like, we're from LA, And
Yeah.
part of it absolutely was because the OC, right, was like
Right.
making its way around the world. And we were like, we want to be an LA band. We
Yeah,
don't
we're
want
like,
to
we
be
can't be an OC
orange.
Well, it
man.
also
Yeah.
just felt so much cooler. I mean, we all lived in this house in LA, and we were just like, it just feels so much cooler to be in
Well, it's where
LA
it
than
started,
Orange County.
right?
Yeah.
So
Well, it sounds
it's
like
real
it started in
LA.
Orange County.
Oh, she's taking
Yeah.
that.
We started in Orange County.
Yeah.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
I think
But the
like
band started LA.
I mean, I would say like when the band really got like actually serious as our career, like we
Yeah.
always were serious, but we were doing school and other things like that. And we're like, okay, this is it. We've graduated. We're moving into a house in Silver Lake and like going for it. So yes, but I'm just like, that was absolutely a part of the thing of like,
Well, I remember
OC
like,
had such a vibe, obviously.
every interviewer, especially when we went to Europe for the first time, they're like, do you know the OC? Like every interview.
Yeah, so
was
we were
like,
asked like,
Oh my
like constantly
God.
about it. But now I have like such a better like viewpoint of Orange County.
Right.
And it's such a beautiful and like amazing place. And we're
Yeah.
so lucky to be there.
Sure.
And it was like,
Yeah.
Orange County sucks.
Yeah,
Like
you're
that's
like,
how
we
it felt.
You guys
But it
are
doesn't
treating it
anymore.
like Chino, like we did on the OC, where we're like, Chino, ew. You're like, oh, Orange County, ew.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
feel, yeah. Because like
And we still do that in our band because our drummer is
from
Yeah.
from
909.
is from there.
Oh, really?
And we
Which is-
still
yeah.
we haven't shed that. We still make fun of him and that, which is probably not cool.
You
but
gotta,
not
but
cool.
you gotta always make
You
fun
gotta
of
make
people.
fun of
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
I think you make
Yeah.
fun of the people you love.
Yeah.
Because that's the best way to
That's what you
show how you really feel.
that's right.
That's
how
why
you love
we
them and care.
talk to Rob like that.
That's why we treat Rob like shit.
I love, you guys be like, he likes it. And then he's just like quietly in the corner.
I know. He loves it.
He loves it.
Loves
Yeah.
I can see it in his eyes.
Same.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why we're always like with guys, like, or, if they make fun of me, I'm like, oh, I'm done. Like, I'm yours. It's
Yeah.
the same mentality.
It's true.
Yeah. True
Right,
story. True
right.
story.
Love
The way to a girl's heart. Broad Ideas is supported by Osea. I have so many moms in my life that are incredible women, and they never stop. And you know what they deserve? A little spa day, a little self-care, self-love. This Mother's Day, make every day a spa day for all the moms in your life with Osea's Mega Moisture Duo. It's a value pack of 2 luxurious body care moisturizers, Undaria Algae Body Oil and Undaria Collagen Body Lotion, both featuring Osea's signature uplifting, all-natural citrusy scent, which I love. And right now you can get an additional 10% off your first order with our code BROAD at OseaMalibu.com. I love the Mega Moisture Duo. I actually love every single product of Osea's. Their scrub is amazing. Their body lotion is amazing. The anti-aging one, it's really like, it smells so good. I could just go on and on. I use this stuff all the time. Treat mom to the everyday spa experience she deserves with clean, vegan skin and body care from Osea. Get 10% off your first order site-wide with code BROAD at OseaMalibu.com. You'll get free samples with every order and free shipping on orders over $60. Head to OSEAMalibu.com and use code BROAD for 10% off. Broad Ideas is supported by Talkspace. Do you think seeing a therapist or psychiatrist would be helpful, but you don't have the time to actually find one and meet with them or afford them? Try Talkspace. By doing everything online, Talkspace has made getting the help you want easy, accessible, and affordable. At Talkspace.com, you can sign up online and get a personalized match with a provider that's right for you, typically within 48 hours. It's incredibly convenient to have virtual sessions with your licensed therapist from the comfort of your home. There's no need to commute to appointments, miss time at work, or line up childcare in order to attend sessions. It's mental health care made easy. Talkspace can help with any specific challenges you might be facing. It's the #1 online therapy platform with licensed therapists in over 40 specialties, including anxiety, depression, substance abuse, relationship issues, and much more. As a listener of this podcast, you'll get $80 off your first month with Talkspace when you go to Talkspace.com/ideas and enter promo code SPACE80. To match with a licensed therapist today, go to Talkspace.com/ideas and enter promo code SPACE80 to get $80 off your first month and show your support for the show. That's Talkspace.com/ideas, promo code SPACE80. Okay, but you have your new album. How did that come about? What's the name of it? Give us the detail.
I want to talk about
the OC
more. Yeah.
You want to talk about life? And
no,
like
the OC more.
Just the OC.
Yeah.
Well, I remember like the people would have like watch parties at our school, but I actually never, I'm not just trying to like be like, I never saw an episode of the show.
What? Still haven't?
Still haven't.
You should watch it.
I know.
It's a good time.
I know.
It really is a good time.
Well, I remember because also then there was like that what was it, Laguna Beach?
Yeah.
The first one.
Yeah. You're like,
And
I
that
watched
one,
every single
well,
episode
though
of
people
that.
at our high school knew people at like that high school, so
Got it.
people
Yeah.
were like all excited, like oh my god. And then God, this is so lame. The Real Housewives.
Yep.
Of Orange
happened,
County.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that was like shot in like a neighborhood near where we grew up. So it was like then people knew people on that show.
Yeah.
And it was just, I was like, this is out of control. This is getting
I
crazy.
love that you're like, no, but Laguna Beach and the Real Housewives, like I
Yeah.
totally know.
We got to draw the line somewhere.
I know.
You know?
I know.
Orange County really had a moment.
Exactly. And
They
that's
really
why I think
did.
now looking back,
No,
I'm like,
but for
now we
sure-
were like,
for sure
we
that-
have to be LA.
Yeah. But for sure the OC has to be the absolute best of it. But I am very excited for my homework assignment to go through it
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
I am really interested. Yeah. Did you live in Orange County
No.
for all of that? No.
We shot it in Manhattan Beach, but like we
Oh,
were
you
all
did?
LA.
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's so sad.
I know.
Maybe we shot like the Redondo Pier. I
Yeah.
feel like we went
Whoa.
to, but
it
like
wasn't even proper Orange
it was
County.
not. We
No.
were not in Newport,
Whoa.
you guys.
Guys,
I feel
it wasn't
lied to
even
you.
real.
I guess that's Hollywood.
This was not real.
I guess that's Hollywood.
Scripted. It was all
Sorry.
acted.
We're
Yeah.
taking that away from you.
That's
Yeah.
so
Sorry.
amazing. Wow. Well, if we had known that at the time, I'm curious if we would have, had a different feel
Changed
about
your-
it. Yeah.
They
But it's-
also played really good music
I
on the
know.
OC. They really,
Yeah,
Josh
I mean,
Schwartz really did.
It was
he did
right-
all the music,
Alex
right?
Pitzavas, who was the music supervisor,
Okay.
Yeah.
and Josh, and like everyone could, like Adam Brody brought in Death Cab, and like just so many different.
No, we're well aware of all that because
Yeah.
it was like that was like the first time it was breaking bands.
Right.
Right,
it was
right.
like so huge, and that was kind of right before our time.
Yes.
But then, shout out to Alex Pitzavas, the music supervisor. Like a little bit after, maybe 2008.
Yeah.
She gave us our first sync while we were making our first record, Gorilla Manor, and it was on a
Amazing.
show called Chuck.
Oh yeah,
That's Josh,
of course.
also
That's
Josh's
yeah,
show.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
Schwartz.
Oh,
Yeah.
And so
okay.
that
Awesome.
it was like $10,000, and that paid for our funding of making Gorilla Manor, our
That's
first
so
record.
That's
It was like
amazing.
literally that
and
one
for going to
scene.
South by Southwest the first time, I felt like we like used the rest of it to get to Texas.
It really was like we were like,
That's-
thank you, Alex,
Yeah.
for this. Yeah,
That is so cool. I love that.
Hey.
See,
Yeah.
there's a full circle here, you guys.
totally.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah,
That's amazing.
Big time.
yeah.
So is that that's kind of when things like started to take off, and from
Yeah.
there,
Yeah,
you guys
Like,
just
because when we were recording our album, I hadn't even finished it, and we played South by Southwest.
Yeah.
And then all these like people from England kept coming to all our showcases at South by.
Really?
And so like we got played on the radio in London before anything over here, and so like we kind of like it started for us, I guess, overseas, and so that was really exciting. Because all the bands I loved were like British bands growing up, so I was just like geeked out. It was like,
Like
yeah, it was
who?
the best.
Who were
I mean,
your
basically
favorite?
all the Britpop stuff. Like I
Yeah.
loved
Yeah.
Oasis, I loved Blur, The Verve, Pulp,
too.
like just like yeah. So I was just very excited. But
was it different for you? Did you guys have different taste in music?
Or was it? Yeah.
A little bit.
Really?
Did
you? Yeah.
That's so interesting.
Yeah.
What were your go-tos?
Mine was like, well, I'm trying to think of where the crossover was and what era to talk about. One big thing that I then went into was like Sufjan Stevens and
Yeah.
like very folk music, and a
Totally.
little bit more on the like gentle / a little bit twee side. And Ryan was way more into, classic rock.
it was
and
that was
Britpop.
kind of always our thing. Taylor liked more twee, like fingerpick stuff. I always
beautiful.
liked,
I shouldn't have said twee. That's your word.
well,
But Ryan likes a little, tough British edge or
Yeah.
something. That's how I see
so
it.
tough.
Yeah, so tough for you,
Yeah.
dude.
No,
And
like
I
60s,
I like the
70s.
beauty. I just
Yeah.
Yeah.
was more attracted to the softer, like more beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. If it basically had a banjo in it for a while, Tay was psyched.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like, Death Cab and like bands in that ilk too.
Well, especially when you're in like high school, like emo was so big.
Yeah.
Like
Sure.
when we were
Yeah.
coming up, it was like, and it's such an emotional time in your life already. So you're like hook, line, and sinker. Sinker?
Singer.
Yeah.
Sinker.
Hook,
Sinker?
line, and sinker.
I was gonna say
Sinker.
singer.
Is it
Sinker.
Sinker.
It depends.
Yeah.
I'm pretty.
Isn't it hook, line, and sink?
Hook, line, and sinker.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Hook, line, and sinker. I loved those singers that were just, it was like all this emo music that was like so intense. Like,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
look, I feel like when it comes on now, I'm like, geez, it's kind of a little cringy. But like at the time, you're like, I mean, it was like Dashboard, what was it? Further Seems Forever,
Mhm.
Thursday,
Yeah.
Juliana Theory.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Oh man,
it's far
taking you
from my-
back.
Yeah.
Wheelhouse, but I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I'm like trying
You're
to
like,
think. I'm
that's way
who-
past our pay grade.
Yeah.
How do you guys get your inspiration now? So, like, when I was listening this afternoon, morning, evening, I don't know
Mhm.
where we are. It brings that feeling of like wanting to be like lost in the streets and in love and like that whole,
Mm.
you know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, how do you still make it feel like that? I don't mean it like this sounds so bad when you're married.
How do you keep the flame burning?
How do you do it?
I think we should turn this question back to you and dig a little deeper into
Oh,
that
man.
one. Right
That's
there.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. That's what a great question. I think music creation comes from like thin air. It's really like in the atmosphere and just like a total emotional channeling. And like I think we're just pulled into like a feeling that you have, so it can kind of be drawn from anywhere, it can be drawn from memories or it can be drawn from what you're going through at the moment. But yeah, I don't know if that answers your question because I don't know where it comes from. I don't think anybody really does. It sort of just is more like in the ether. And
Yeah.
then you
I
feel a little
love
bit more
that.
like a channel that it's like coming
Right.
through, sort of.
It just happens.
It sort of just
Yeah.
happens.
You're like, that is my
No, but
answer.
that's the best answer ever because I think that's flow, right? And so
Exactly.
there's really no you kind of get out of the way and let it come through. But a lot of times you hear musicians saying, "Oh, I take it from this or I take it from that," or same with actors. It's like they need to feel a certain way to evoke a certain emotion. But I love that you're saying it's just the pull of that feeling. Because that's what you guys capture so well, is it makes you want to feel more of that.
Thank
Right?
you. Yeah, I think unfortunately you do then have to use your actual like cerebral brain to then, make form and structure and lyrics and finish it out.
Right.
And that part is like by far the hardest for us process wise. We're always like finishing the lyrics at the last second because that is more you have to kind of put, you really do have to give it like a form that has some kind of like logic and make sense and create a story with it. But the flow state is like the most satisfying part.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, I think that's why it's so hard to like prescribe or like plan, be like, I'm going to write a song about this. Cause that kind of never really worked, at least for us. I feel like it is so much more like something just starts like happening while you're like playing guitar at the piano, and you just kind of like follow it as long as it goes, And then once the flow state's ending and you come back down to earth, then like Taylor's saying, you got to like piece it all together and make it into like a real song. But yeah, I think also like that emotion you're talking about, that feeling, we've kind of like talked, now that we have a couple albums, we're like, we keep coming back to that feeling. That feels like a theme with a lot of our music for some reason, for better or worse. It just kind of, we keep getting pulled back to that emotion that I think you were describing.
I love it.
Yeah. When you guys are writing, do you fight? Or does it flow? Or is it both?
Yeah, a lot of both.
Yeah.
A lot of both.
A lot of both.
Like the flow is at the
just flashed through my mind.
Yeah.
These like
I
arguments.
just see Ryan going like this.
You don't know what.
Yeah, there's like 10,000 things that went through my mind right there. But I think kind of again, like the beginning, it's kind of flow and you're just following energy and chasing something around. And the last like 15% of finishing a song is where it's like egos and fighting with each other and like, this is better. And sometimes I feel like, I want you to comment, but I feel like I really try to make logical arguments for why what I think is like the best decision in just subjective art making. And I'll like create this whole argument around it.
Taylor's really good at debating. Like
I'll go debate on it.
He's like loves playing devil's advocate. I feel like even if you don't like or you don't feel something strongly, you just like the debate. You like diving in and like
Captain Contrary?
a little bit.
Ready to jump to the opposite conclusion?
A little bit.
I wouldn't put
He
it that
loves
way.
a good argument.
I like to explore ideas, and to me, it's like
Such
What
a
sign are you?
euphemism.
What sign are you guys?
I like to. What sign am I? I'm Aries.
Cancer.
I'm the day
Your
Aries
birthday.
starts. Yeah.
Oh, so it just passed.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh, happy birthday.
Oh well, thank you.
And yours is coming.
and it's coming up.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
Do you know how those go together?
Yeah.
'Cause you always ask.
Do we
She always
align?
asks, but she doesn't even
I was
know.
really
Yeah.
expecting to get some insight.
I know
I know.
how.
Sorry.
No, I know
Not
how
here.
each of those individually are, but I don't know how each one goes together.
Okay.
Right.
But I know a lot about Cancer and I know a lot about Aries.
Okay.
Independently.
Okay.
So there you go.
So
Yeah.
there you go.
Learned
I'm not
something
going to
here
tell
today.
any of you any of it.
No, yeah.
But I'm keeping it up here.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
But I know
freaks.
I know how to read you now.
Okay,
Yeah.
got you.
I
Got
know.
you.
Yeah. My wife like loves all that stuff, and she was excited that our
All that
son
stuff.
is
Whoa. okay.
is like a Libra, and I was like, is
Oh.
that like
She's a
Libra baby? I'm like, awesome.
What's his birthday?
October 9th.
Aww.
Yeah.
Ryan's
I'm a
fresh.
Libra.
You're a Libra?
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
What,
I like
new?
Libras.
New baby?
I was gonna say Ryan's
6
fresh.
months, just over 6 months. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
First?
almost
Yeah,
said happy
first.
birthday instead of congratulations.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
dad's
Happy
birthday.
parenthood.
Yeah.
It is a birthday.
I mean, it's crazy. Taylor calls it
Aw.
like going through the portal.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it is that thing of like he would say that, be like, you're about to go through the portal, and be like, yeah, I get it. But you don't really get it until you go through the portal. And I'm like, oh my God, everything's different.
yeah.
And that's kind
crazy.
of like what the song, one of the new song we played, Alpharetta,
Yeah.
is really about that. It's like
Being
leading
in like, sorry, go for it.
Well, I was just gonna say, like leading up, I was getting so excited secondhand for you leading up to the birth of your son. So I was like, can you feel the portal vibrating? And it's like the closer you get, it's like you have no idea what's gonna happen,
Yeah.
but you can feel the like hum of it, kind
Yeah.
of.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
that song was about that feeling of like your life's gonna change in some like insane way, but you can't possibly know,
Mm-mm.
and so that weird kind of like limbo feeling, you're like in that liminal space. And
Yeah.
my wife's like a author, like a writer as well, so we're both in this like creative career, but she knew her life was gonna change, becoming like a mom. It was just, I don't know, it was a pretty crazy time for us, but
So
I'm happy
cool.
to be on the other side of the portal. It's nice in
Other
here.
side.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah,
We can all
welcome.
welcome you.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Wait,
yeah.
son or
Yeah.
did you say
Son,
son? You said
yeah.
son. And
Yeah.
then you have
I have one son,
yeah.
who's 4 years
four.
old.
Look at that. That is so
you have
fun.
two boys and they're gonna be best friends.
I know. And they're going to be in a band
And-
together.
Yes, and they
And they're
are.
gonna say we actually are an LA band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like
Unlike you fuckers.
Well, it is funny because
posers, just posers.
it is like an anxiety in a way because we grew up in Orange County and then we were like, Orange County sucks, as we discussed. But then,
Well, I never said that, but
well, no, but like, we kind of always though were like, oh, we got
came with
got
that.
out of there. Like
Yeah.
there was
I
that
think everyone,
vibe.
when you're younger, you're like, I gotta get out of this town.
But now we're in LA and we're like, LA's so cool. And I'm like, oh no. Like when
Oh,
you were
no.
talking about
Yeah.
like getting raised in LA, I was like, what are we gonna do now? You know,
Well,
it's
I
like,
know
yeah.
what we are gonna do now because we did it, and I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. I don't have to
No.
reveal locations, but I feel
Oh.
like we did something.
Outskirty.
Yes.
I
Okay,
see, I see.
right.
I
Sorry,
see.
and you didn't know where I was going with that. You're like,
Okay,
what are you
like,
talking
like
about?
where you
was like,
decided
what
to
did you
live.
guys do with your kids?
I was like,
where are they?
have you? Is there a secret program we
There's a
should know
secret-
about?
There's another portal.
They just gave each other a secret handshake. It's getting weird in here.
They wear really weird.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind.
The cult.
Oh, it's
cult.
Olivia's
We're back to the
cult.
cult, you guys.
I see.
But
Okay.
it's so you become parents and like it's such a different crazy world and you have all these creative things professionally and you're juggling all of it
Mhm.
and it's hard. And that's my point. I'm
How
are
telling
you?
It was like how hard it is to be a parent.
And then your child is like 9 or 10.
9, yeah, she's 9,
Okay.
yes.
And then what about you?
I have a 5 and I
8.
always look at her. 5 and an 8-year-old.
5
2
and
boys.
2 boys.
Awesome.
Okay.
Two
Yes.
boys.
Okay,
Yes.
so we're nice and like along a little spectrum.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
And I have
Yeah.
the girl. You guys.
And you have a girl.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
I got the
nice.
only girl.
You did get the only girl.
Yeah.
It is that portal. I feel like something happens that is experiential that you cannot explain until you've gone through it. But the portal keeps expanding the older they get too.
What
Oh, yeah?
happens?
Because it keeps changing, and I don't know. Like even now, I'm like every month, I'm like, oh my god, like this is crazy. And all of my friends that have older kids are like, just wait. I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
The funniest
is
thing
coming?
the funniest thing about like new parenthood, especially those like right when you're first through the portal.
Yeah.
And Ryan would be like, I just can't wait for it to like settle down and even out. And I was like,
Yeah.
you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
So you're saying
yes.
you never like
No.
reach, your feet never touch the
But I
ground
want to hear
again?
about
From the older
level 2 and level 3 and level 4, you know?
I will say, and you're still with one, like they get older and it's a lot. Wait, let me just say, there's a side that's so much easier. Like you get to sleep and you get to,
Mhm.
That part.
but the other
Yeah.
side, navigating life and like other people and friends and whatever is a whole other layer of like, oh, fuck, like how do I deal with this?
Mm-hmm.
And also the questions. They come with so many questions that I'm like, I can't answer this. Also, your math homework, I have to Google every
Yeah,
time.
it's
Yeah.
beyond
I'm like,
me.
what the fuck
Yeah.
is this? Like, it's just.
I did hear they changed math.
They
They
did.
did.
It's Singapore math now. I don't know if it's
Ooh.
everywhere, but it's a whole other method.
I lived in
Singapore?
Singapore growing up, so
You might
maybe-
have an edge.
Yeah.
Oh, can you
Well,
come
for like
tutor
3
our
years.
children?
Yeah.
I would love to. Yeah.
Can you come over? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Of
no, but
course
it's
I remember.
Crazy
Yeah.
because we just they're like memorize the multiplication table. I
Yeah.
don't know how to get the answer. I just know it by
Yeah.
memory, and you're
Uh-huh.
like, wait, but
Flashcards.
probably yeah. It makes
None
more
of
sense
that.
to teach them how to figure
Okay.
it out.
All right.
Yeah.
This is new information.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's all
Interesting.
new. This episode of Broad Ideas is brought to you by Maybelline. For over a century, Maybelline has provided accessible makeup to give everyone the self-confidence to express themselves. As the #1 makeup brand in the world, Maybelline has the platform and power to make an impact from the inside out. That's why they've created Brave Together, an initiative designed to help those facing anxiety and depression by funding free professional one-to-one support so that no one has to struggle alone. Mental health challenges like anxiety or depression can be so difficult to manage on your own. I know I've had a hard time with it, and it didn't come till later in life, and you realize it's not easy, but to know that you can find the support is everything. I mean, have you ever noticed a friend struggling and not knowing what to do or say? Maybelline New York created the Brave Talk training to help people navigate mental health conversations with their friends. It's brave to ask for help. Let's be brave together. Maybelline is committed to donating $10 million to NGO partners and providing free access to one-to-one professional support to 3 million people by 2025 so that no one has to struggle alone. If you or someone you know is experiencing anxiety or depression, Maybelline New York is funding free confidential support. Text TOGETHER to 741-741 or visit Maybelline.com/bravetogether to learn more. Support for Broad Ideas comes from Storyworth. There are so many stories about my mom's life that I truly never get tired of hearing. From hilarious to heartfelt, tear-jerking to plot twisting, her retelling of the events always bring me joy. Just in time for Mother's Day, I found the perfect gift that captures all her stories from my family forever. It's called Storyworth. Storyworth helps you preserve precious memories and stories from your mom for years to come. Here's how it works. Each week, Storyworth emails your loved ones a thought-provoking question that you get to help pick. Some questions I like are memories with your best friend from high school, because those always have the best stories, at least in my experience, and I know in my mom's. Storyworth makes the writing process a breeze. All your loved one needs to do is respond to that email with a story. Long or short, it doesn't matter. You'll be emailed a copy of your loved one's response as they've submitted over the course of the year. After that year of fun, Storyworth compiles your loved one's stories and photos into a beautiful keepsake hardcover book that you'll be able to share and revisit for generations to come. You can even keep a copy of the book for yourself. I love that we will be able to make this book, and my daughter will have it for the rest of her life. She will get to read and remember all of these stories. Give all the moms in your life a unique, heartfelt gift you'll all cherish for years. Storyworth. Right now, save $10 on your first purchase when you go to storyworth.com/ideas. That's storyworth.com/ideas to save $10 on your first purchase. Shout out to Claritin for supporting this episode and providing us with samples. I did not have allergies until basically this year. It is halting. I'm going to say halting. It halts my days, my life. It stops me in my tracks. My eyes water uncontrollably. Oh my goodness. Luckily, for those of us who live with the symptoms of allergies, we can live Claritin Clear with Claritin D. This double action combination of prescription strength allergy medicine and the best decongestant available relieves sneezing, a runny nose, itchy and watery eyes, an itchy nose and throat, and sinus congestion and pressure with ease. I started using Claritin D, and guess what? I can see without tears pouring out of my eyes. Also, my sinuses. I tend to sneeze if I don't sleep. Guess what helps? Claritin D. Ready to live life as if you don't have allergies? It's time to live Claritin Clear. Fast and powerful relief is just a quick trip away. Find Claritin D at the pharmacy counter. Ask for Claritin D at your local pharmacy counter. You don't even need a prescription. Go to Claritin.com right now for a discount so you can live Claritin Clear. Use as directed.
Our friend was just saying that his 3-year-old the other day was like, is mom gonna die one day?
Oh yeah, then
Oh,
it
yeah.
gets to
Am I
that
gonna
stuff.
die one day? And
Those
it's
are
just
fun.
like, it's heavy.
It is.
Those
Well,
are
that's
really
the part
heavy.
I think too, like the next portal is they're part of our consciousness for a certain amount of years,
Mhm.
right? It's actually like, I don't know if it's scientifically proven, but I believe it is that we share they share in our consciousness till like age 7, I think.
Whoa.
Mm.
Before they start individualizing, because rational thinking doesn't come in until then. So we're just brainwashing them, right? And then all of a sudden at like age 7, they're starting to form their own identity outside of you.
Mhm.
And that's when you're like, oh my God, I have this whole other consciousness I'm working with that is no longer just like, oh, you and your little kid and love, and we're teaching them. It's like they're teaching you now.
They're their own.
You know what I mean?
person.
Like
Yeah.
they're coming things and you're like, oh, I have a lot to learn from you now.
Mhm.
At least
Yeah.
my kids.
That's amazing.
I've got a
Wow.
lot to learn from my children.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
That's really cool.
I've also felt that even in these early years. I
Mhm.
feel like the way a baby and then like child comes into the world is so amazing and kind of connected to like we were talking about with where does the music come from? Like they're
Right.
so connected to that place. They're so connected to flow. They're so connected to being present, you know?
Yep.
Like they
Oh,
they
yeah.
don't know what it's like to not be present. It's
I know.
24/7, which
Well,
is so amazing
It
to
is.
see. I like love
Maybe
that.
it is
amazing.
just because we're still in like I'm 6 months in, still figuring out like sleep and everything. Although he's sleeping pretty great right now.
Good.
Like, feels
My
good.
guy.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. But it is that thing, and I'm sure it's a modern problem, but it's like you have to be so present all day long with them.
Yep.
You're constantly being pulled into this present moment. That then it is like almost like your version of a pacifier at the end of the day. You put them down and you like reach for your phone.
Right.
And it's like all your brain can do, but just to like scroll or like, I don't know, because you're
100%.
like, whoa, I had to be present all day. I like my brain wants to be like not present, like so badly. It's just bizarre.
You
It
know,
makes
I've
you realize like how like unpresent you are for so much of your normal life.
Constant.
You know?
It's constant.
we always talk about this too. Like in those beginning stages, I found it really lonely, even when I was with my kid, because it's like when you're with adults, you're distracted, you're taken out of things. It's like a back and forth. But
Yeah.
when the kids aren't speaking yet or
Totally.
talking to you, or
Yeah,
giving,
yeah.
it's so much time in your head in a way that it can be really lonely in a sense
Totally.
when you're just alone with your kids.
Mm.
Does that sound mean?
No.
It's
Why
true.
does that mean?
Yeah.
It can feel like this is a lot of work.
For sure.
Mhm.
It is exhausting in like a whole different way. It's crazy.
It
Yeah.
is.
I've been
Yeah.
excited for Ryan to become a parent because, and I hope this is okay to say,
Oh boy.
the most out of any of my friends in my life or anything, it's just seemed like it was going to be the funniest because he's like Ryan is like the one who cannot get up. He cannot wake up for lobby call. It's like lobby calls this, and then we get, we're on our way from the hotel to the bus to the next show, whatever. And he's always like running so late. And if we ever have like a morning thing, it takes him forever to get going.
I was a night owl for like my whole life. Like I loved just like making music at like 2 a.m. Like
Yeah.
I just,
Yeah.
and now I'm like seeing the sunrise every morning. I'm like, what is this? But he's right. It has been a crazy shift. But the mornings are nice. There is something to it. Yeah.
Really cool. That's why
But
people
has it
wake
Yeah.
been funny?
Hilarious to me. Yeah, like so watching the transition through the portal and kind of like him like on this roller coaster,
Yeah.
like a bumpy ride has been just like really amazing.
Glad
but also
to
so
entertain.
yeah, entertaining me, but also so beautiful, and to like see your best friend go through it.
Yeah.
And join you on this is like the best too.
It's
so
helpful.
cool. It is helpful. And it's helpful for you to have you who's been through it for 4 years and like having
Totally.
your best friend, because like when you got pregnant with Elliot,
Yeah.
Briar was like 3 months old. And it was just so cool to be like,
Experience
okay,
it together.
Awesome.
Yes. And I'm like, all right, this is going to happen.
Use the
or
boogie wipes and do this and
Yeah.
get the
Boogie wipes, you guys.
diffuser and
Game changer.
Boogie wipes.
I don't even know about boogie wipes.
Oh, you don't even know about boogie wipes?
No,
No.
what's happening?
Your kid has a cold, their
Yeah.
nose.
boogie
They're
wipes.
Like, they're wipes. They're
Uh-huh.
like saline wipes for them
Mhm.
blowing their nose so they don't get raw, like red, chatter.
Nice.
Is this a
nice.
sponsor of the pod?
No, it
but
should
they
be though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I
They
should
swear
be.
by
Yeah.
boogie. I'm like I always have packs of boogie wipes.
Wow.
Is that then what they're called, or do you call them that?
No, they're called boogie
wipes.
wipes.
Okay, just
They
thought it
were
was a little
legit
pet
called
name.
Boogie
I
wipes.
love that.
Got you.
She gets them.
Yeah.
Do you
Okay.
remember we had our kids so close. How old was she
Briar?
when I had Elliot?
She was gonna be one in like a month. A month before she turned 1, you had Elliot. Does that make sense?
So that's close, right?
11
Not
months.
even a year. Yeah, 11 months apart. And we would spend so much time together that Elliot would go up to her when she was breastfeeding Briar and go right. Do you remember that?
He would try to
Go,
breastfeed.
go for a little
she-
sip.
And she's like,
I'd be like, Rachel, just let
do
him,
it.
just let him,
do it.
just let him
do it.
Just let him do it.
And I was like,
Wow.
So he would get right up to it. And then he would like laugh and giggle.
Oh my God,
But
I
it came
forgot
like
about
this close.
that.
I was like, just stay still. I remember one time we were like,
I know. I was like,
Did
no, I
you?
don't know
Were
if I
you
can.
ever curious about like trying
tasting
that?
it? Oh,
I saw that leap in your mind. That
I
was
guess
cool.
obviously you were very curious about tasting it.
I tasted it.
Of course.
Yeah. Did
So
you
you guys,
taste
I
have you
did.
tasted it?
I have.
I actually
And?
didn't.
You
have
didn't?
to, or is it done?
It's
okay, I was
done.
gonna say,
I
do you still
missed-
have time?
I
That
did.
portal
You missed
is
the boat.
closed.
What did you think?
It's amazing, so sweet
Yeah.
and delicious.
Yeah.
And I've always really, should I say this?
I don't know.
Always.
Oh,
I
you're
mean-
safe. You're
Always
safe.
say.
Am I in a safe space?
Yeah.
I've always really wanted to breastfeed myself.
Here we go.
Yeah.
So this is not the same situation at all, but it just reminded
Oh,
me
I
of
got
my
planned.
own
Yeah,
desire.
you were like,
to,
I would like to breastfeed right now. Is that
Yeah.
what you mean?
You mean
Yeah.
off of someone or have the child breastfeed
have
you?
the child breastfeed off of me.
Oh, I know.
Like I'm very
I
jealous.
Feel for you
I
in
feel like
that.
I feel very jealous.
Yeah, it's actually
Of
really
that.
amazing.
Where's the
thing.
camera? I just want to look. I was gonna give like a Jim from The Office look. I was
Yeah.
gonna be like,
Yeah.
You know, I know it's not super
No.
normal.
I think it is. My
opinion.
husband
No, I
felt
really-
like that.
Really?
No, I
Yeah.
really respect you sharing that and
Okay,
saying that
yeah.
because it is such an incredible thing, and it's like the most connected. I don't know.
well,
So did you let Elliot breastfeed or did you not?
I let Jeff, her husband. No.
It's like one notch up.
She's like, I'm not comfortable with that, but that guy over there.
Yeah, yeah.
He
Go
kept
for
standing
it.
really close, and then like he would back
Whatever.
away. Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
It's here.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. But it was like, and Briar, my daughter, breastfed. Yeah. Whoa. For like a few years. Like
Yeah.
it was just,
Yeah.
comfort and whatever. And I loved it. And it's a great thing.
Yeah.
And highly recommend for people who can
Mhm.
and are able.
They
And
have
to.
like a
and if
little
you
contraption.
can't, they
you can,
do.
Well, that's what I
Yeah.
was gonna
Have a
say. After you
contraption.
said that the first time, I got all these ads for one that you
You
like
did?
the dad can like wear, and it puts the bottle like right
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Oh my
I've seen that.
I
God.
know. I didn't
Are
like get it, and I feel like I should have.
You should have.
Yeah.
Are you guys maybe going to do another one?
That's a whole thing, you know.
Mhm.
That's a
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
topic. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's a topic.
Yeah, I would be
Are you
super into it.
debating? Okay, you're
No,
into it.
I'm like down.
You're down.
I
Yeah.
feel like I would go 4. Like I would go.
Yeah.
I would
Go
just go
hard.
nuts.
Yeah.
I would just go like
so
kind
many kids.
of out of my mind.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Well, we start with 2. Yeah, I'd be into it.
Okay.
It's addicting.
Yeah.
There's like an addictive quality
Mhm.
to it because once you start moving out of those phases, you're like, oh, I miss when they, and then you're like, oh, I could have another one. You know?
If I look at photos from a year
younger.
or 2 ago, you guys, I'm sure, experience this still
Yes.
at every level. I feel pain in my body.
Yep.
It's so
100%.
weird. I
It's, like,
feel so
depressing.
pained that version is gone.
It's gone. It's
Have you experienced that yet
100%.
at 6 months? Like if you
a
look
little
at
bit,
the infant,
yeah. All like even
Yeah.
those little like remember those like little black and white books of
Yeah,
the contrast
of
things.
course.
Like he's not interested anymore. I'm like, whoa, he's like moving past phases already, and I'm
Mhm.
like, and it is funny. You put him to bed, and all of a sudden you're just looking at photos,
Yeah.
that you took like
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago,
Yes.
and you're like,
no. It's,
What?
It's so.
What are their
painful.
names? What are your guys' names?
my son's name is Elio.
Oh, that's
Elio?
so cute.
Mhm.
That's
Love it.
close to Elliot.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
it.
There was an Elliot in the family, which is one of the ways we kind of like got to Elio.
I love Elio.
So
I've never
cool.
heard
Yeah.
that.
No,
Yeah.
That's
Never heard
cool.
it.
It was Timothy Chalamet's character's name in Call Me by Your Name.
Oh,
It was?
It was, yeah.
Huh. I don't
And then
know.
there was like an Elias. We had gone on
I
this
like
trip
that.
to
Mhm.
Greece,
Yeah.
and there was this Elias, and we were like, that's cool too. And then we end up having Elias in our family as well. So like all of those factors
Combined.
kind of led us to Elio.
So cool.
Elio.
mm.
You have to follow that.
yeah,
that's-
yeah. I mean,
He's got a good one, too.
Yeah, my son's name is Rocco.
Cute.
But it's
Aw.
so my wife's Croatian. Her family's from Croatia, and so we wanted a Croatian name. And so over there, Rocco, Roko,
Mhm.
is
Oh,
a very
cute.
common name.
It's like
Um,
John, right?
It's pretty. Yeah, it's like
Oh, wow.
just very. But Yeah, Rocco, and then his middle name is Richard, which is my dad's name, and so Rocco
Aw.
Richard Hahn. My dad was so psyched. It was
That's
really
so
sweet
cute.
getting
Oh,
to tell
that's-
him
But you
that.
called him Mr. Do you still call him Mr. Hahn?
No, I call him Rick.
You call him Rick. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I just had this discussion recently where, like, growing up, you would address parents like Mr., Miss,
Yeah.
Mrs., and like that doesn't exist. I mean, my kid, every kid is just like you say the first name.
Whoa.
Like,
Wow,
if you
yeah,
think
I was
about
like,
it,
Which I'm down with personally.
The
Me
first
too.
name or
Yeah.
being called
Yeah.
Mr.
I don't feel the
I
need
feel like it's
for
so
the
formal.
formality
although one of our best friends, I still refer to her dad as Mr.
because it was like
Why is
locked
that?
in.
Mr. Griffin.
That's what you say to him?
I do.
Wow.
I
Dang,
do.
He must love you.
Yeah, that's why I do it because I know he likes it.
Yeah,
I'm like, I
totally.
need to be your favorite.
I never grew up. I mean, you know what? There weren't that many dads around
Mm.
until I met you guys that went to private school. What does that say?
There weren't that many dads around.
There
Huh.
weren't that many dads
Come on,
around.
dads.
Come on,
dads.
dads.
Step
is
up,
right.
dads.
I am
I
like,
feel like there's a resurgence of like really accountable, great dads. Like I feel
Well-
like we brought back the like.
We brought back the dad movement.
we did it.
Yes.
it
Yeah.
might be like one like miniature step towards going against patriarchy because I think it might be because like women are working, so it's like
Mm.
dividing up some
Yeah.
of the labor, but in our preschool group or whatever, like
Yeah.
you always hear things where you're like, oh, the parents of my kids, it is going to be cool. In our preschool group, like we're so tight and we all love each other and we all hang out all the time and it's like
Cute.
amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's really good.
It
And
takes a
there's a lot
village.
of there's a lot of dads, at least where we're at.
Well, I was just talking about it with my wife the other day because like we're going on tour and like
Right.
we used to tour like 10 months out of the year. Like
Yeah.
it was just we were just always gone. And now I'm like this will be my first tour being away from Rocco for like
Aw.
it's like 3 weeks, which for us is a short tour, but I'm like,
That's
oh
a
my
long
god,
time
that's a
away
long
from your
time.
kids,
And now I'm like,
right?
but we were talking like I definitely feel like we, because of our job, get to see our sons more than the like maybe like average dad does. I mean, like I
You
definitely
mean like if you
spend-
work a 9 to 5 or
exactly,
something?
Yeah.
yeah.
Right.
So maybe it like evens out, but either way, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be hard.
It is hard.
It
It's going to
is
be hard.
so hard. Oh my
It really
God.
will be.
And FaceTime, I feel
FaceTime
like
helps.
FaceTime is cool, but it's not.
It's not
not
the
the
same,
same.
but at least there's something. Because
Exactly,
we
yeah.
didn't have those options, and it's
Yeah.
nice that they do now.
We
Yeah.
didn't have dads.
We didn't
So,
have-
you know.
We didn't have dads,
No.
so it was really hard for us.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes
Yeah.
sense.
So, but yeah, you guys are going on tour, and when does that start?
Um,
2
wait,
weeks from
this
now.
is when?
Well,
do
we
you know
don't
when
know.
this
You
is going
guys
to
are-
air? By the way,
No.
You guys are actually on tour right now, and
Oh, okay,
somehow
I
might
see, I
be.
see.
I don't know.
because I wanted to go back to I forgot to say it when you mentioned it, like filming the OC at the Redondo Pier. The
Yeah.
tour kicks off at Redondo Beach at Beach
What?
Life Festival.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be really fun.
That's really cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
See, so
Um,
many full circles here today, you guys.
that's
I
right.
feel really good about it. And what's the name of the new album?
Okay, so the new album is called But I'll Wait For You. And it's a companion piece to this album we put out last year called Time Will Wait For No One. So together it's Time Will Wait For No One, But I'll Wait For You.
And
so-
I just got chills on my body. I
okay.
love it.
Yeah, I mean it's been really cool. It's definitely like something we've never done before where it's this like larger body of work. It's all like, tied together around this kind of theme, this like basically like mantra of like that phrase. And so yeah, finally coming out.
Yeah, it was, in the aftermath of all that isolation and being shut down and then coming back together. And, for us, again, literally since we were we probably started playing house party shows when we were like 15.
Yeah.
And then it was all of a sudden, it was like, whoa, this is the longest we haven't played a concert or been together since we were 15 years old. And just being in that space was so wild. And so I feel like it's related to a lot of what we were talking about and kind of like being present and
Yeah.
realizing that time like is always moving. Like
Yeah.
you feel day to day, like, okay, cool. I'm still the same me and my kid might be the same kid, but with them, you do realize you look 2 months down the road and you're like, oh my gosh, they just went through this insane leap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been thinking they're this way in my head and they're totally not. They're shifting so fast. That's happening to us too. Like we also are, are aging, you guys. You know, it's happening.
Yeah. We're aware.
Speak for yourself.
I see that. With
Yeah, I see
the,
that.
the cult leader eyes will never age.
Never.
But yeah, but it's like, okay, so then what do you choose to do with that? Like you have a choice within that. You can't control how the time like melds and melts everything
Right.
around you, but you control what you do and what you know.
Right.
There was what was the line I wrote down when you guys were singing?
About
that I was,
paying.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's so fucking good, and I wish so many people could hear that. It was like, how much longer are you going to pay more than it costs?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that the line?
Such
Did you say it right?
a profound line on so many levels.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it meant a lot to me when I heard that. I was
She
like,
wrote it down.
I wrote it down.
She said it to me, and I was
I
like,
love
you need
that.
to write it down.
I think
Yeah.
that's from a song called Lemon.
Mhm.
And we collaborated with Sharon Van Etten. Do you know that artist?
Mm-mm.
Oh, she's amazing. You need to
Yeah.
know Sharon Van Etten for sure. She's incredible. And it's a duet we did with her. But Ryan wrote those lyrics. And the lyrics of that song overall are some of my favorite lyrics Local Natives have like ever had. I think they're really
Thanks,
cool.
man.
Yeah, it's really incredible.
Yeah. Yeah, that song was pretty important to me just because I wrote it like pretty early on in my relationship with my now wife, and she, was just working this 9 to 5, but had always dreamed of being an author. And so it was like, I was trying to encourage her to take that leap, but also you can't, there's no guarantees in doing that. So I also was like, I don't want to just be like, yeah, go for it. Like it's going to totally work out. But it did work out in like an amazing way for her. But yeah, that song, just that time and place in my life and those lyrics, felt really special. So yeah, I'm glad that you picked up on it.
I will be, when something goes in, I then use it all the time to help people understand things, right?
Yeah.
And like, I feel like that's one I am going to be using in my bank.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because it's
Love that.
whether it's career, whether it's love, whether it's your energy,
Mhm.
whatever it is you're putting into, like, why are you putting in more than it costs?
Right,
Mhm.
totally.
Like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rachel?
Yeah, no. She looked at me and said it to me because
Yes, I did.
I could use that.
Oh, really?
Aw.
What's happening?
Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
You hear it
Yeah.
first.
Yeah. Well, we're so excited about the new album and the fact that, you guys played in my living room. That was
Yes.
so cool.
Yeah, that was
It
fun.
was amazing.
That's like one of the cooler, and back to the office when they go, to
Oh,
like
yeah, totally.
save that moment.
Yeah.
Well, you did them. Sorry, I had to.
Aw.
But yeah, so fucking cool. And we're very appreciative that you guys did that. And we're so excited. And I can't wait to dance in another field while you guys play.
Yeah, we want to
there
go.
we go.
That's
And I
right.
will say this before we go. That was the coolest experience in doing this podcast, like just having you two in the living room playing live. I was like, that's the first time that's happened.
Yeah, no, I felt
Oh,
in
really?
in that moment.
Really?
That's never
Really?
happened. We've
Yeah.
never
Oh, no,
had
not
anyone do
that.
that.
That's
The
cool.
gratitude with that
Yeah.
was like next
That's so
level.
rad.
I was like, this is
So
really
cool.
special.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I felt the same.
Yeah.
Well, it's cool for us because we actually don't often just play the two of us. Like we'll write together, obviously, but like we don't perform just the two of us very often. So that was kind of cool.
So
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
And we have it captured on camera.
Yeah.
If
Thanks,
Rob did
guys.
his job, right?
Thanks, Rob. Rob!
Thanks, guys.
We have a trivia question for you.
Oh,
I hear him like walking. No.
Anyway, so Rob's the word.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
That was
Wait,
so
oh,
fun.
do you have a
That was such a
trivia?
fun convo.
that was
Oh
fun.
yeah.
We didn't
So,
even
yeah,
use our
I was
questions.
waiting
Yes.
for the cards. I was like, yeah.
We can do a couple.
What's my trivia question?
Oh boy.
We're not.
right.
That was
my-
the look of like you're screwed.
You're not playing yet.
All my answers.
No, Rob, I'm not asking
Are you
this.
are you jealous of anyone else in your profession, or envious? Jealous or envious of anyone else in your profession? These are Rob's, so don't get mad at us.
That's something I'm
was not
totally
mine.
comfortable talking about.
No. Mine is.
You
I got one.
picked.
He's got one.
What are your
Okay.
thoughts on unsolicited dick pics?
Jesus. Damn it, Rob.
Rob,
Why
From
don't
Rob.
you
From
send one?
Rob.
See
I'm
how
happy
they
to
react,
I'm happy
Rob.
to answer them, but it's just such an outrageous question.
Oh my God.
Not a
Rob,
fan.
I'm like reading these like.
Okay, fine. Fuck, marry, kill.
Okay.
Me, Rachel, and Rob.
I'm realizing this was more of an R-rated podcast, and we made it very PG the whole time.
I know, we're
Oh.
like, and babies. And
Yeah, we were like just talking about the magic of
I
being
just
a
want to
parent.
breastfeed a child.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
Rob.
What's the weirdest thing you've had stuck in your body?
Oh, right.
Oh, right. Like you knew that was coming?
Yeah, well, I was told
Of
about
course,
this
of
one.
course.
Okay.
God.
Oh, you know a story? Rob's over there nodding, and I'm like, what do you know?
All I can, you can answer a real one, but we have a bit that, like, if you go on tour for like 15 years, you get a lot of inside jokes and bits.
So
I would
many,
imagine.
So
Yeah.
Okay.
many dumb bits.
So they're super dumb.
I just love that you
Here's
have
one
bits.
that
Yeah.
relates to this. It was if looking at a squirrel. Ryan was
Wait,
looking.
this one? Yeah, no one. Okay, this is
Looking
not
at
gonna land.
looking at a squirrel, I'm like, no, there's a squirrel over there. And then like looking away, and then looking back at Ryan, he's like, "It's in me."
Somehow the squirrel had like in that
inside.
moment
Were
crawled
you
up.
on mushrooms?
I don't know. I was
nope,
with Kelsey.
this is just this is just living. This is just living life.
This is
just
just on the
living.
daily.
It's in me.
So the weirdest thing you've had stuck inside your body is a
this-
squirrel. That
This
actually
was
really
not
works.
in me.
A
no.
live squirrel.
Jeez, that would be so awful.
If you have a real
I thought you
answer,
were gonna
go
say
for it. That's what came to
awesome.
my mind.
no.
Were we just talking about toasted squirrels somewhere?
We were here.
Okay.
It might help if can you guys answer one?
My husband's a doctor and he used to work in the ER.
Oh yeah.
So there was people that used to come in intentionally to get the light bulbs removed from their bums because they liked the way it would feel to get them removed.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've heard
Light
I have
bulb.
heard a lot of stories like that.
You
but,
have?
yeah,
That's
but like
so
from doctors, but
weird.
more like they were like, something happened and it's like an accident more.
No, this wasn't an accident.
That I haven't
This
heard.
would
The
be
only
to
thing
take
that goes
out.
through my head is like, wouldn't you be worried it was going to shatter?
That's the part.
I think that's exciting.
That's the part. That's
It
part of it.
is?
That's why they want it removed
Rob
by
says
like
obviously.
a
yeah,
professional.
I also feel like that's
I
obvious.
just feel like shattered glass. Like, wow.
Don't you want to live on the edge?
Oh my
Yeah, sometimes,
God.
you know?
Ooh.
It would like I would imagine that would be like a
Feel
fun
good?
No.
Say
I would imagine that's electric.
And light bulb shattering. Yeah.
pun intended.
Yeah, I meant it.
It's
The
good.
pun.
Yeah. Oh my God. I don't think
Stop
I wanna-
us.
Yeah.
Stop
just
us.
Can we
Just
not-
stop us.
You want me to read more?
Okay.
If your wife, Rob, if your wife had a fatal disease that could only be cured with you having sex with one of your friends.
One of her friends.
No,
No?
it's one of your friends.
Oh my.
Did he change? Did he change it?
He did. He changed
He
it.
changed it. It's supposed to be one of her friends.
From the mind of Rob.
That's not what it's
Oh
supposed
my
to
I
be.
feel like I
God.
could do that.
Yeah, you have to pick who.
He's like,
Who
yeah,
would
to
it-
cure my
okay.
wife, whatever, right?
I would have sex with almost all my friends to cure my wife.
Right, that's true. To cure your
But you
wife.
want to hear a name, like you want to
One
know.
of your friends that has to have sex with your wife.
Oh no!
no, that's a different
That's a different
question.
I see.
question. Would you let Ryan sleep
Would it be
with
Ryan?
Rob?
To save her life?
Yeah.
boy.
Oh,
I
got it.
guess, yeah, of course.
I don't
Yeah.
want to
Of
look him in the
course.
eye while he answers this.
So
I
he,
mean-
so here's a question.
Yeah.
We
Let me answer.
okay.
He said yes.
He said
Of
yes.
course.
He not only said yes, he said
They
of
said, "Would you let
course."
Ryan?"
yeah,
I said,
would
"Of
you let
course."
Ryan?
Yeah.
And again, I would let any of let. What is the vibe of
That's
this
real,
question?
real patriarchy right there.
Oh, God.
Okay, the doctors say this will save her life, but the husband has to let it happen.
That's horrible.
Yeah, I think I would let any of my friends save my wife's life.
By sleeping with her.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, a better question.
Okay.
Well, I don't know if it's better,
Okay.
but we have this thing that I always say, like, if I were to pass, right,
Mhm.
I would want my husband to be with Rachel because I would want my life preserved and my
Mhm.
kids loved that way.
Yeah.
So would you guys want that?
And my husband treated that way.
You want Rachel.
I would want
cooking
Rachel
for him. I would
Yeah.
want like people are like, that's insane. I'm like, is it? Like, if something were to happen, would you want one of your friends to like come
I
in?
also don't think that's insane at all. I'm very like
Taylor's had this lifelong dream for us all to live in a compound together.
I fucking love a
Same.
yeah,
compound.
Going-
Taylor
Yes.
wants compound
really
life.
trying to make compound happen.
I'm
Really
with
bad.
you.
Really trying to make
Yeah.
And one by one, I feel like your friends have been dropping out of like compound idea.
It gets harder the older you get and less idealistic, apparently. But I'm still holding out hope
Yeah.
Yeah.
that this
I
can
know.
that this can
We're with
happen.
you.
But I think that's beautiful, and I don't know if like Mara wants to be with you, but like sure, that would be fine too. I think that's very sweet. Are you into it? Are you down?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Great.
she'd have
Well, there
to.
you go.
She doesn't
I
have a
love her family. I don't have a
choice.
choice.
And what does
I
your
don't have a
husband
choice.
say about it?
He's.
hope he
I mean,
He's cool.
he loves. Like he knows what's up.
Yeah, yeah.
He knows what's up.
He knows.
He knows
what's up.
what the deal is.
Yeah.
He knows the deal. Yeah.
He
You
sees,
know what he
he
signed
sees
up for.
Rachel. He sees that this is going to be good.
She makes sure
for
he gets
everybody.
like beef stroganoff and like
Yeah. I
she's
get
a
him his
great sister
cheesecake,
wife.
You know.
Okay.
Stroking off.
That's
Yeah.
really nice.
Yeah.
True.
I
That's
love
true.
that. I love
Anything
that.
spicy? We're at the airport, and I'm like, do we need to bring Jeff back this hot sauce from Austin?
Exactly.
Probably.
Wow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
This
Yeah,
is like
yeah.
what
That's
I take
awesome.
on.
That's
Good looking
really
out.
nice.
Right?
That's so nice. Do you guys do trips together?
We do.
Vacations? Yeah.
We do everything.
Yeah.
together.
Oh, okay.
So you
Everything.
guys,
Not
That's really
everything.
good.
not everything. We do draw a line somewhere.
There's one line.
It does
Well,
kind of
okay.
sound like everything.
I mean, based on
now.
all these questions,
husband sharing seems like that's the final frontier.
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
in death, she said.
Oh, I
Only
see. I
only
see.
in
yeah,
fact.
yeah,
Got it,
only
got
in
it.
fact. I just
Or in
take
fate.
care
My
of
mistake.
them.
That is a big
Yeah.
caveat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That part.
Only
Yeah,
in
yeah.
death, right.
Yeah.
All right. I totally
No, Rob,
anymore.
do you see Rob's trying to
Rob,
find the
he
Yeah,
wants
most?
really
to ask
is.
like the most crazy questions.
Yeah.
I didn't write this one either.
This isn't a good one. If you had to adopt one celebrity, who would it be?
You like that one?
I don't like that one.
Rob likes what I'm saying.
Hmm.
I know who you
If I had to adopt a celebrity,
Maybe The Rock.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
what?
Why? Because he'd make you so much money?
No, I don't. My mind just went celebrity, and then his face popped in my
He is
head.
the
But
celebrity.
the idea
Yeah.
of me adopting The Rock is really funny.
It's a good movie.
It's a
Yeah,
great
like, I don't-
visual. Great
He's older
visual.
than me. Like it doesn't make. Yeah.
I know. Yeah, we should adopt a young one.
Right. Don't. That sounds so weird.
No, we should adopt a young one.
I guess so.
Hmm. Who are you adopting?
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking like one of the Stranger Things kids,
Oh, that's good.
you know? I'd get one of them.
They all seem like they're doing all right. They don't need you.
They need my tutelage
all right.
still. Probably.
Yeah.
The Rock doesn't need you.
But how fun would it be?
It'd be fun. It is a
But
good
do
buddy.
you need
it's a
him?
buddy
Yeah.
comedy.
Maybe. Yeah.
I just like The Rock and like a kid from Stranger Things and like The Compound.
Those would be good vacations. Yeah.
That would be a good like.
That would be a good group vacation for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. Rob's looking at us. He's like, I didn't write it. Great.
Oh, we got it.
Oh, we
Okay.
got it, you guys. We got it. We're good.
Wow, that's what you needed. Okay.
That's what was missing.
He's like, God, we have nothing for this
Ugh.
show. This song is called Alpharetta. It is new and it's on our album that just came out.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Heavy is the southern rain, Alpharetta, Georgia. Everyone's a world away. Oh, as we drive, and neither of us know the way, but either way we're going. You know we can run in place. Oh, all our lives. And the windshield wipers sway in time with an old song from another life. You and I, nowhere, nothing, no time. It's a cruel moment's over, moment it arrives. You can see it on my face. In the morning we could find out if tomorrow's only yesterday. Oh, in disguise. And the windshield wipers sway in time, singing for you. I only have eyes for you and I. Nowhere, nothing, no time to cruel kindness. At the moment's over, moment it arrives.
That's it. This leg is completely asleep. It's completely asleep, but I don't need it for any of this.
Sit on the arm.
Should I sit on the
Yeah,
arm?
just let
like
your
this?
tailbone take
It's fine.
the brunt of it. How about? Yeah.
We've got one more for you all tonight.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Actually, wait. All right, go for it.
Okay. This song is called Ceilings. You're not gonna play there? I just sing.
Yep.
It's a different version with just the two of us. This song.
Get to it. Get to the get to the good part.
Get to the good stuff. All right. This song is called Ceilings.
Haven't stopped your smoking yet, so I'll share your cigarette. Just a feeling in my fingers. Walk around till 3 a.m. Tell me what I know again, to keep myself from second guessing all my silver dreams. Bring me to you. Hold the summer in your hands till the summer turns to sand. We were staring at our ceilings, thinking of what we give to have one more day of sun. One day of sun. Silver dreams bring me to you.
Say, is that your phone?
Yes, it's the alarm for my phone. That's so lucky.
That was pretty cool, man.
Yeah. Cool, man.
Cool, man.
And you know what blew my mind is how good they sounded. Just the two of them and their guitars and like.
How they can do that, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's normally 5 guys.
Yeah.
And they were like,
They pull it off even with 2.
They really do.
they're like, we don't need them.
Yeah. Like, we do this.
Yeah, really special. And a great interview,
Mhm.
if I do say so myself.
That interviewer was really great.
Yeah, it's just like, I don't know. Really, really good questions.
Yeah, their answers were fine, but just the way that interview
I showed
was
up.
conducted, A+.
Wow.
A+.
Wow.
Hey, Rob. We had a time.
Rob, we had a time.
We had such a time
He's going to get so jealous.
in Oakland.
Question for you.
Yeah.
What's your Taco Bell order?
I had a cheesy gordita crunch.
People just come with it.
Do come
I
with it.
appreciate that.
We have so much respect for that.
With what? That I have a Taco Bell order?
No, that
Yeah, that nobody,
you don't
that there's no
question it.
resistance.
You just come with it. You're like, yeah,
Yeah.
of course I have one, and this is what it is.
No one has ever asked, like, why?
I feel
Or,
like we
I
should
don't
do
really
that.
know.
I feel like that should be now our thing.
I think that's brilliant.
you know,
Instead of
Yeah.
fuck, marry, kill, what's
Yeah.
your Taco
What's
Bell
your Taco
order?
Bell order?
Yeah.
People will just come with it.
That's probably the only fast food place that you could ask me that about too.
And interesting.
Which I think
apparently
is
it's
fairly universal to everyone. Like if you,
That's
I don't
our,
think,
that's our new thing.
I think if you went, what's your McDonald's order, you would not always get an answer like that.
I
Yeah.
think they think a little bit. Nobody thinks for Taco Bell.
No,
They're like,
they have it on
cheesy gordita
already. Like,
crunch.
they just have it on deck.
and they want to tell you.
So what's your Taco Bell order?
Bean and cheese burrito, no onions, extra red sauce. A
The
crunchy
best part is
Do you
No
say it like
onions,
that every
extra-
time?
Yeah, bean and cheese burrito, no onions, extra red sauce.
no. The best part is we were like texting someone when we were in San Francisco, and we're like, "What's your Taco Bell order?" And like they say it right away, right? And then
I was
they
dying.
asked like, "What's your and Olivia's order?" And like we just keep going on in the conversation, and Olivia keeps being like, "You need to tell them our order."
Yeah, she wasn't telling them our order. I was like,
Actually, this is very
Rachel.
important.
Like,
We're
they need to
And then we're
know.
retelling the story to Sarah Olson, right? And she's listening. She's like, but what's your
Yeah,
order?
what you
Yeah,
haven't? What is your
exactly.
order?
Yeah.
We didn't get yours.
Well, because it varies. There's many things. Well, I would love the regular nachos, and I would get the hot sauce, and I squirt it in the cheese.
Absolutely, but
The
I like
nachos-
mild sauce.
The nachos Belgrande
I don't like the mild sauce. What? No, just a regular
or
nacho.
nachos Del Grande? What is it?
Nacho
That's Del
Supreme.
Taco.
Nacho
No.
Supreme.
Supreme. Nacho Supreme. It's really good. I
So
love a
good.
taco Supreme with no tomatoes and nachos with the hot sauce and the cheese. And I would get a bean and cheese burrito for sure.
I used to do the Mexican pizza.
Do you remember when they took it
Remember
away
those?
and
Yeah.
then it came back?
I never really got that.
I liked it as a kid.
Tostadas I liked too.
No, I liked the Mexican. No, this was my favorite as a kid. Oh, am I going to get the name wrong? Was it a Chilito?
Chalupa?
No.
No chilito.
Was it a Chilito? It was like their ground beef with like red sauce and like it
It's
was a
like-
burrito
Yeah.
with ground beef. Chili. I'm going to
I
look it
don't
up, you
know.
guys. This is important.
Yeah.
You know what Erica makes now? She makes
What?
homemade Crunchwrap Supremes.
What?
Yes.
See, I'd get down with a crunch wrap.
Me
Supreme.
too. She
My
makes
brother-
them.
A
I've-
chili cheese burrito. No. But I
I've made
thought
a
it was
homemade
called
cheesy gordita
Chilito.
crunch before.
You have?
What exactly is a cheesy gordita crunch?
So it's hard shell taco,
Yeah.
and then there's a soft shell attached to it with cheese
Yum.
in between.
Not beans to put it together?
Oh,
Cheese.
so that's the difference between a Crunchwrap Supreme is that it's beans that put it together?
I thought it was beans that put
I'm
it
not sure
together.
what a-
but maybe
That's
I'm
the
wrong.
Crunchwrap Supreme.
Okay, you guys, the chili cheese burrito initially introduced as the Chilito. It's a normal sized burrito filled with cheddar cheese and a special hot chili sauce containing beef.
Can I see? Is there a picture?
I loved that in elementary school.
Can you still get it?
No,
It's
only
coming
when you're in
up.
elementary
Yeah.
school.
Yeah.
You can
They're
get
like,
it.
you're too
but
old
it's
for this. You
called
can't get
chili
it.
cheese burrito. You guys, am I gonna? Oh, that sounds like a bad idea. But
You gonna Postmates it right now?
yeah.
Is Taco Bell different though? Has it changed? Like I feel like the beans are different. Like they're more beany.
Wait, is what different?
Taco Bell. Has it changed?
Yeah, I think so.
It's a little different, right?
Because you go back in it.
In a
Unless I
good
was
way
just-
or a bad way?
Not,
Not
the best
in a
way.
good way.
The beans are more like
They're
beans,
more beany.
which is probably
Like
a good
not
thing.
refried, you mean? And they're
They're-
more whole?
There's more like whole. There's like more like the skin around the bean.
Yeah.
There's more of the skin
Whole
around
bean.
the bean.
I mean, it's probably that the food standards have gone up and they've had to.
I think.
I like
Which-
fake food.
I
Yeah,
think
clearly.
not. I think the food standards have actually gone down because, like, for instance, with McDonald's, it used to be cooked in animal fat,
Mhm.
right? So the French fries, they tasted the way they were. Now they cook it in a bunch of chemicals that are cheaper to replicate animal fat.
What?
Yeah, it's not cooked in the same
What?
oil. So it's cooked in whatever it is
Synthetic
is
flavored
synthetic
oil.
to make taste like
She used to work at McDonald's, so she knows.
She has an awful lot of
this is a
knowledge
very
about
specific
McDonald's.
amount of knowledge about
Oh,
their
you
fries.
guys-
Jeff calls me an ultra crispitarian. Do you
I
know
know-
what that is?
Yes, we've talked about this many
Okay.
times. Does Rob remember though?
No.
Okay, tell him. Explain.
It's someone who acts like an expert on a bunch of shit. that-
Oh yeah.
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 McDonald's fries are my favorite though. You can't fuck with them.
You can't, but they did fuck with them.
I
to
didn't
You know
know
what's-
that.
the taste.
Do you
and
know
it's
what's
not good
better?
for you?
What?
The McDonald's fries?
No,
Nothing.
there's nothing.
Chain's version of McDonald's fries.
I don't think I had that, so
Mm-mm.
I cannot speak to it.
We had their Jack in the Box fries
No, they had
Yeah, we
the
did.
taco.
and curly fries.
Oh, I don't remember the fries.
Yeah.
I remember the taco though. That was good.
They were a little extra crunchy.
You
They
liked
didn't have-
extra crunchy?
No, well, I like a mix.
You
I like a
a
little
Crunch
and
Wrap
crunchy.
Supreme.
I like a Crunch Wrap Supreme. That's how
That's
I
my
like my
brother's
humans
nickname.
too.
That's my brother's nickname. That's how it started. Like, have I told this before?
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Crunch Wrap Supreme, and then we all became Crunch. And then when you're
Crunch,
a little
crunch.
cranky,
Crunch.
you're crunchy.
You know,
you
all
were
my
always so
people use
crunchy.
that
I am
now.
a Supreme Crunch Wrap
Yeah.
Supreme. What?
Like clients use that now. They'll be like, I was
Crunchy?
crunchy, and yeah,
You
yeah.
gotta tell my brother.
I will.
He will
Well,
love
crunch.
that.
That's not. I hate to break this to you guys. Crunchy is a way to describe someone outside of your world.
I understand, but I presented to
So someone that's
them.
not in our inner circle, like that's just like a general thing that they're called a crunchy.
Crunchy is a way that people describe.
Yeah, but
someone.
they're not like I was feeling super extra Crunch Wrap Supreme today.
No,
yeah, it's
no,
like,
no.
oh, you're a little crunch.
You
Wrap
guys have taken that, but
Supreme.
I just want you to know you didn't.
That's my brother.
coin,
No, I know, but
you didn't
now
coin
they
crunchy as
say
a
it.
You
personality
guys, my
trait.
brother, so he comes up with shit like that. When I was a kid, let me tell you, he told me it was called 7 Cherry Nup for Cherry 7 Up. And he had it going for so long. And I was
Love
a
John.
young kid. Why do you think I am the way I am?
I know.
7 Cherry Nup. And I was like, 7 Cherry Nup? I'm like, doesn't make any sense. But I was so young that I was like going around. I was like, can I have a 7 Cherry Nup?
You know who would appreciate the fuck out of your brother?
Who?
Rob.
This Rob?
Yeah. You know why? Have you ever met him?
We did
we
family
did Family
Feud together,
Feud. Oh my God, my brain is fried.
and we
Okay.
bowled together.
And what?
He's experienced, my brother.
But have you experienced
We
how
bowled together.
hard he delivers on Rachel? Like,
No.
he does
He
not,
hasn't been at like a family gathering.
he does not pull any punches. Like, I think you would love to see her get.
Annihilated by her brother.
Yeah.
He would. That would
He
be
would bring him joy.
that would be Crunch Wrap Supreme.
Yeah. What would be the opposite?
No, Supreme. I just wanted to use the callback to Supreme.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome. You can have it.
Have you flown to San Francisco?
Yeah.
Do you go into San Francisco or Oakland?
Usually San Francisco. We've taken the train to Oakland.
Did not know that was an option.
So we had bought round trip tickets. This was like right when COVID was easing up.
Mm-hmm.
We had got like a whole room on the train so that
That's fun.
How long is it?
it's a long time. So we had it's like 13, it's a whole day.
Wait,
To
to
train.
get there?
Yeah.
To get there, it takes like 12 hours?
Yeah. So, and we
Because
had,
you stop a lot?
yeah, you stop like Santa Barbara, there's a stop, and it takes
It
a
just
while.
takes that
I
long
mean, you're
because
going
you
up,
stop.
and you're going up the
I meant
coast.
from Oakland to San Francisco. I was like,
No.
that's a bunk ride, dude.
No, but
40 minutes.
we were supposed to take the train back to LA, and we were just like, we're
No
not.
way.
We rented a car, and we're like, fuck this. And it's not that much cheaper than flying.
Really?
Yeah,
I like a
it's
train.
Was it fun at all?
it was fun and novel.
But it took
Um,
forever.
It was long, and it was also like
Was it windy?
you were anxious because of COVID still. So like
Oh, you didn't leave your
you-
cabin?
we
Ugh.
did to eat, but then there was other people eating in there too, and
It was not the time
no,
to be stuck on a train.
yeah.
It sounds great.
It was cool once, and just go there and then fly back.
Okay.
You flew out of San Francisco though?
No, we drove back.
Oh, you drove back.
But-
Right. I always knew you fly in and out of Oakland. Like it's like a thing. You've heard that before, right? Like don't fly in and out of San Francisco.
No, but that's like Burbank and LAX basically?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What were you guys doing in Oakland?
Well,
we weren't.
we were
Oh, well, yeah.
we flew into Oakland, but we had to get to San Francisco. So we did.
Mhm.
And we were with Sarah Olson and Teresa Palmer of the Mother Days podcast.
Friends of the podcast?
Friends of the podcast, yes.
Mhm.
Yes, of course. And so we were meeting up with them to do a live event, but it was more like a workshop, right?
Yeah. It was very like intimate. It was at Frida Salvador. It was absolutely beautiful, really sweet, all women, and an amazing man named Ross. And
Big shout out to Ross.
Big shout out to Ross.
Yeah.
He was so cool. He came because he listens to Broad Ideas. And he was like, guys, I love what you're doing. He had a great time at the event. He was like, this was awesome. The only thing I want is more. And we were like, yes,
Yes,
dude.
Ross.
And then we had another guy, the second event, which was like
Oh, he was
over
incredible
like hundreds
too.
of women.
Tom.
And Tom shared and was so beautiful
Yeah.
and like comfortable. And he was like, I learned so much from the woman's point of view. And just a shout out to all our male listeners. We feel you. I felt that.
I felt that.
Calvin's been he's got a good friend that lives a couple doors down from us, and they've been writing letters back and forth to each other.
Wait, who
Like
has?
pen pals, Calvin
And who?
and his friend.
He's like Natalie.
At some point, Vincent was over there because our families are familiar, and Vincent climbed up their front stairs and knocked over this squirrel figurine that they had and broke it.
Yeah.
And their dad got very mad
Oh no.
about it. And
Like to you guys?
no, to the family internally,
Oh,
and then told Calvin about it.
got it.
Then Calvin, he's been like afraid to go bring letters because he's like, his dad
Oh.
hates me,
Oh,
and he hates Vincent.
no.
And
Can you buy him a new one?
I ended up buying him 2 new squirrels, but it was this like
Was it
whole-
the same squirrel?
No, they were probably nicer squirrels than he had. I wanted to
Did
get
it
like
have sentimental value?
No.
This squirrel.
Natalie's friends with the wife,
Yeah.
and she's like, it was like a $20 squirrel from a flea market.
Kids interpret things weird too. It's like someone will be like, oh yeah, Elliot said his dad was like super upset about this. And it's like, all he said was, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and they're
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
oh, he's mad. Like,
For sure. I'm the same as a kid. If someone, I'm like, oh my God, they hate me.
We were both like, this is ridiculous to be mad at this little kid. And immediately Natalie was like, we can replace this.
Mhm.
And the mom was like, no, you don't need to. Like, this was not a big deal. Like,
yeah.
Vincent's a 2-year-old. He did an accident, clearly.
It wasn't an accident.
Yeah,
You
it was.
targeted that.
Was it you?
I wasn't even there.
Well, I feel bad about the squirrel thing.
Well, now it's replaced. And he told me, he's like, no, I feel okay going over there.
Oh,
Poor
good.
guy.
Yeah.
He's a sensitive little guy.
He is.
Where does he get that from?
Yeah.
I don't know. But after
Really?
after school yesterday, he was writing poems.
Oh.
Cal.
And he wrote, so this was his poem that he wrote. Hollow and Family by Calvin.
Hollow?
Yeah.
He's like, I'm hollow inside because of this family.
Family never hurts, the dust fading, away never comes.
What the?
But the true love is still there. But if you look, the memories never end. Over the mountains are big and small. You don't live forever, but take care of animals and family. So don't cry, don't fall. So give, don't steal. Hollow and Family, glowing stars.
That is absolutely incredible.
Is that written on a piece of
Yeah,
paper?
it's written.
That
You
is
need to frame that.
So
Yeah.
incredible.
I was like, did you read this somewhere? Where did this come from? And he was like, no, I was just.
In his little mind.
Yeah.
That's channeled.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding.
And yeah,
That's
like
channeled.
I was like, do you know what hollow means? And he's like, yeah, empty inside.
Oh my God.
What is happening?
Yeah.
That squirrel really fucked him up.
Look, that is some deep.
Oh, you have to frame it.
Yeah.
I'm like, you have to sell it. This is like a song.
To publish it.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
I
but
think I'm not, when I say it's channeled, I'm not joking. Like, I do believe when things come through like that, that's channeling.
it's like flow state.
Yeah, 100%.
And on that note, we're done.
Rachel's done.
I cannot handle you.